this fight with so much pressure, so much at stake.
Oh, we had to win. It was a huge must-win fight.
People are starting to be a little bit concerned, and he might end even worse than the first one.
He's right back to Joshua, and Joshua in trouble, losing his fight.
I got caught with a sweet left hook, and I just couldn't recover. I tried to stay in there as long as possible, and the referee called it off after 7 rounds.
A lot of people say we got lucky. I don't believe in that. Luck is where opportunity and preparation meet. We were prepared. We got the opportunity and we took advantage of it.
It took for the world to be spun upside down for him to say, now we've got to change.
The right hand will take you around the block, but a good jab will take you around the world.
Is he making a big mistake? If he loses again, is it over?
This fight was very important. I had the weight of the world on my shoulders.
This is December 7th, 2019, and this is the moment, the rematch we've all been waiting for.
I got beat. That's the simplest way to put it. I got beat by a guy who people didn't expect to beat me. You got me who's come up the game relatively fast, so it seems that like I've had it easy. You know, I understood the power of commercial, the power of, you know, PR, and then people are saying, you know, this is just like the face of boxing. He's not a real boxer, he's just like the face of boxing. When I lost to this small, chubbier kid, saying, see, I always knew it was fake. Even after everything, I've been to the Worlds, got silver, been to the Olympics, got a gold medal, British title, unified the division, won major titles in boxing, but there's still this stigma around. And when I lost, it was like, yeah, now we can throw him under the bus. I knew what happened in the first one. I didn't need to make any excuses because I was blessed with a second chance to prove myself, which I knew I was going to win. I'm taking it all in, and I'm just praying to myself, saying, this is the long road that I walk alone. I said my prayers, and now it's the real thing. I step through the ropes and I feel at home. If you look on the back of my robe, it says my name and it says God first. And whether you're a believer or you're not, you know, if you're ever gonna be in an aeroplane and it's coming down out the sky, you're gonna make a prayer to someone. And at this time in my career, I just needed as much support, as much guidance, as much protection as possible.
There were so many people who just stopped believing in him. They were asking a lot of questions about him. Is he making a big mistake? If he loses again, is it over?
He would have been shunted way down the order in terms of the big fights to come at a very exciting time in the heavyweight landscape, and the damage to his reputation in terms of his long-lasting legacy would have been severe as well.
Okay, good luck, God bless you. Le di la instrucción en el camerino. Vamos a la pelea y pegaremos fuerte.
Oh, we had to win. It was a huge must-win fight.
Off we go. Do not take your eyes off this for a second. Absolutely packed arena here. Now, Joshua has lost weight. Ruiz, unless he's been kidding us, has put on a step of weight. Doesn't look that much different to me, if I'm honest, and I think they let him fight where he is comfortable. Don't be fooled by the physique. He's a fighting man.
Joshua, he is lighter than he's been for years. He's built for speed.
That version of Anthony Joshua, I think, is the best, when it's all just lean, fast, explosive, fast switch punching.
What makes Andrew Ruiz dangerous is he's got a baby face. So when you look at Andrew Ruiz, you think, yeah, he ain't up to much. But where Andrew Ruiz is small, he's always fighting people that are big. Always fighting people that are bigger than him. So he's very comfortable fighting someone my height. He knows how to avoid punches. So he's a very experienced fighter. He knows his way around the ring.
Most people that don't know Andy, if you see Andy, they wouldn't know he's a fighter. He's quick, he's fast. Knows how to fight real good on the inside, break you down, go to the body. He's got heart.
Ruiz is very dangerous. He's, you know, at close range, he's a very heavy puncher. So it was just control the range and control the reach and keep him where you needed him to with the feet. And don't go in trying to knock him out. Just box him.
Punch of the night so far from Joshua. First round, Joshua.
There is a cut to Ruiz after the first round.
Yeah.
Even great fighters, even Hall of Famers, the best of the best, some of these guys, they get cut and they're not themselves. And, you know, maybe Andy Ruiz, the same thing.
He'd never been cut before in any fight. And here's Andy Ruiz getting cut for the first time in his career, and he gets cut in the first round.
Early on with that 1-2, as I've chopped my right hand down, it's just ripped the skin off his eye, which is good. It's a good indication that I can draw blood out of someone early on, and they get to feel your presence, they get to feel your power, and they gain a level of respect for you, which is important in a fight like that. It's all about respect.
Two good right hands then from Joshua, and Ruiz felt those and backs away towards us.
It took for the world to be spun upside down for him to say, now we've got to change. And he brought in new elements to the team.
I knew that we needed to expand as a championship team, because it was just me and Rob for many years, great teacher. And we had a conversation where I was like, Rob, we're getting to a stage now where it's getting tougher. And I need like another set of eyes to watch my feet, to watch the position of my hands, because looking from, eye to eye is different from someone looking from a distance and looking at every aspect of my boxing. So I brought in psychologists, speaking to S&C coaches, brought in 2 new trainers, brought in a boxing analyst coach. This was all in the space of 4 months.
It's always difficult, it's always awkward when you do that with someone, as knowledgeable as Rob McCracken. But if you're on the pads getting pounded by Anthony Joshua, you can't see too much. Now all of a sudden, Rob's seeing a different angle. We've got input from different people on the team.
Don't look for nothing big. You're walking to the right hand and just a little movement to the side with your hands up. Hands up, move to the side.
He had a good camp. He was in good spirits in the camp. He enjoyed his training for the fight, with 4 or 5, 6 sparring partners, which isn't easy. And he was on point with his jab and his backhand, and his movement was good.
I said to him, what's changed from the first fight? And it was a very simple phrase. He said, more boxing.
Darren, different Joshua here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely switched on. We can see exactly what the game plan is from the off, to outbox.
He has made a very good start here, certainly compared to what happened at the Garden. The fight was unravelling at this stage in Madison Square Garden in New York, not this time.
Oh,
good right hand, Joshua.
Again,
Did Ruiz get his gloves up there for that one? That was just masked by that, and a good left from Joshua too. Unloading here, Anthony Joshua.
Good action here in the 4th round.
I've got 2 sides of me, I've got a side where I can be reckless, as I've shown many a times where I can fight, and then there's a side of me where I understand the sweet science of boxing, and I really know how to box. I can really outbox someone if I have to. So with this fight, with so much pressure, so much at stake, and I studied great champions at that training camp to understand what this really took. And there's been fighters that have been, winning a fight by 12 rounds, a minute to go, and they thought, yeah, let's get involved. And boom, everything lost, mentally shattered, and then they just can't fight again. They end up having mental health issues and stuff like that. I just knew discipline was the key to victory. With all the pressure on my shoulders, this is for the heavyweight championship of the world. Honestly, if I didn't just keep discipline, it could have been a lot different.
Oh, big right uppercut went in from AJ. Left hook back from Ruiz. Another right hand from AJ. Letting a fist fly in this 6th round.
He's boxing cleverly. He's boxing to a plan. This isn't something that he finds easy, by the way.
I heard his coaches in his corner coach him and tell him to back to boxing, back to controlling the center of the ring.
Concentrating, calm, keep breathing. Jab, jab, jab.
Obviously, that didn't favor us. That's what you have to do. At the end of the day, it's not winning. It's how you win. It's how you get it done.
And the hardest thing for AJ to ever do is to stick to a game plan, because he loves to knock people out and he loves to fight on emotion. And I'm saying, stay disciplined, focus, stay disciplined, do it again, do it again, do it again. And it was the longest 36 minutes of my life.
Joshua, is he getting too involved in that? He's got caught with a left hook, has Joshua.
Rob McCracken will be desperate to get AJ back to the corner and say, get back to your boxing.
My goodness, what a dangerous round. And he is getting involved, Something that's happening there has niggled Anthony Joshua.
There was a situation in a fight where Anthony Joshua decided to sit there and bang with Andy at one point or another. We had success, but he got back to his game plan. And I got to respect Anthony Joshua and his coaches for that.
Do not let him into mid-range. Come off to the side if he comes into mid-range, okay?
He's Anthony Joshua for a reason, and if he hurts you, he normally goes in and finishes you off, and it's spectacular. But, even he on the night, it meant too much for him. He didn't want to get hit around the back of the head up close or, dangerous hooks whizzing by him. He wanted to just keep it as calm and as controlled as he could. That's what he did. He did a great job.
Just keep him on the jab and come off to the side. Keep your hands.
What we are seeing is the maturity of a fighter, and we're seeing it live as a champion. And when we saw that kid maintain his composure in a completely neutral environment like Riyadh, that shows you that this is not the reckless fighter we saw a few years back. This is a completely different fighter.
I think he had to basically box a perfect fight. And that meant keeping Ruiz at the end of his jab and just box like Muhammad Ali. Just get on your toes, stay on your toes, pop that jab, bam.
The right hand will take you around the block. You can be the king of the block with the right hand, but a good jab will take you around the world. Good jab sets up a right hand. A good right hand sets up a good left hook. A good left hook will set up a nice uppercut. So punches just roll off of each other. So combination punches are important. But also importantly in this fight, which I needed to express, is there's two ways you can win a fight. You win it with your hands or your feet. As much as you need a boxer to have good hands, great boxer who we all know who showed great footwork was Muhammad Ali. So it just showcases that footwork is just as important as good hands. And in this fight, I showcased the Muhammad Ali style, which was great footwork, great movement. And for a heavyweight to be able to move like that, we don't really see that in this day and age. So I worked hard over the last 3 months in training camp to be able to move side to side and showcase a different level of skill.
That fight showed me Anthony Joshua can just improve, because I don't believe he could have done that, switched on mentally, that focused for any fight he's had prior to that. The greatness kind of got brought out of him from the defeat.
They are ready to go. The judges are sharpening their pencils and adding up their scores. Here's Mexico's first heavyweight champion. Will his reign last for only one fight? Big right hand, Joshua, big right hand. Is Ruiz Jr. building up for a big finish here? He has to be behind on points. He tried the big right hand, the bingo punch there. Joshua got him instead. A little smile from Ruiz Jr. as he comes forward. These are the last seconds. A big right hand, Joshua. Ruiz running out of time. His titles are running away. No, why should he come to you?
Jim.
Why should he come to you? Joshua knows he's done it. Joshua on his toes. Joshua the dancing man in the desert. And the Brits celebrate. His corner celebrates. Desolation on the face of Ruiz, of Andy Ruiz Jr. This surely is Joshua's night. Redemption in the desert.
All three scorecards go to the winner by unanimous decision. the fighting pride of London, England, and once again, the heavyweight champion of the world, the man known as AJ, Anthony Joshua.
When I win, I want everybody to bow to me. Because the type of praise they're giving Ruiz, like the new Rocky and stuff, I said, I want that. I got to see what it was like, you know, Ruiz being heavyweight champion of the world. I was looking now saying, wow, that's what it's all about. I want that back. So I said, so when I win, I want that same love. I want that same admiration. I didn't mean it like literally bow to me. If you do want to, you can, but I'm not forcing anyone. So, yeah.
That, for me, was actually his most impressive victory, because he did all the things that he hadn't shown before, and he did all the things that probably he hated to do. Because he said to me after, was it boring? I went, well, I don't care if it was boring. Not really. I said, but you won. Yeah, but I could have knocked him out. I'm like, no, no, please, don't worry. We're back.
That fight showed that Anthony Joshua is here for the duration. That he's not just about the money and the fame. He's about, yeah, building a real heavyweight championship legacy.
I think Anthony Joshua needs to prove to himself that he can box with 12 rounds. He can stay on his toes. He looked fresh. 12 round came, he was fresh. He wasn't out of breath. He just put on a boxing clinic. And I think he'd never done that before. He'd never needed to do that. But I think now it's nice that he knows if whatever happens, he's got that in his locker now.
Look, man, if I'm not facing Joshua, I'm a Joshua supporter, you know what I mean? If I could coach, man, I'll be awesome. It'd be fantastic if I could. Maybe more side-to-side movement, you know, Mexican style.
And here is where I said, I want everyone to give me that respect that I'm due. And that's why everyone around me is jumping, and I'm just standing there, serious. And here I'm lapping it all up. It tastes very sweet because I felt this fight was very important. I had the weight of the world on my shoulders. You know, the belts are back home where they belong. You know, I rented them out for 3 to 4 months, and his tenancy agreement was up. The landlord came to collect his rent. It wasn't like the Dillon fight where I jumped up on the ropes and stuff like that. That was for London. This victory was just for me.